Welcome to Sci-Fly, new stories, new system settings, new systems, and welcome to the very first episode of The Mad Hatters. We're going to take a novice crack at the Monster of the Week game system. Now, if you're enjoying the Afterlife package, then do not worry, it will be coming back. I just realized that I kind of made onboarding new guests for that system extremely difficult when I wrote a 15-page lore doc that encompasses all the changes I made to the setting. So, yeah, I am. I'm just taking a minute to solve for X on that little issue, and also I just really want to run Monster of the Week. I've had the absolute pleasure of learning the system from he won't admit it, a master of the art, and our special guest tonight. You might know him as Crow's Nest Craft on Instagram, TikTok, and right here on YouTube. And if you don't, go check him out immediately after the stream. Do it. We will know if you do not. John, welcome to the show. Tell us about yourself, what you do, what your favorite Monster of the Week style show is.
Yeah.
A little fun icebreaker.
My favorite Monster of the Week style show is Gravity Falls, if it counts, because it's a cartoon and I love watching it. Watch it with my daughter, and it's my you know, my depressive episode. Go and watch like the season all the way through 3 times, kind of a show. So yeah, I like that one a lot because it's. But if we're going for like the scary ones, for sure X-Files. So I think I'll be right at home with what you got planned.
Yes, that's
And
one of the
about
primary
myself,
inspirations.
if you want me to,
Please.
yeah. And if you want me to say any more about me, I'm John. I do a lot of crafting for D&D stuff on YouTube, TikTok, and here. And I'm also just a big dork. So here to have fun.
I love your dollar store videos where you go into the dollar store, you buy random stuff and make like awesome D&D terrain or something out of it. So great.
Yep, they're all over. So just out of frame in my cabinet.
There's so much stuff to pack in that frame.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so much shit. I try to live my life like a Studio Ghibli like witch, where I just have so much of my favorite things around me at all times.
Gives you power.
Yeah, man.
Looks great. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Hell
Nice.
yeah. And of course, much less exciting, we have our regular crew of North Country
Oh, that's
nerds.
not true.
Mr. Jeremy Wolf, I already know your answer to this one, I think. But what is your favorite Monster of the Week style show?
Oh yeah, you know my answer. That's current, but I would have to agree with John. X-Files is kind of OG for me. But
okay.
right now my favorite is Buffy. Currently going through watching the entire series for the first time, and I fucking love it. So all the way into season 5 now, almost to season 6.
Hell yeah! I think we might see a little inspiration from the show in your PC for this new campaign.
You're not playing Xander, are you?
Of course not. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna be so freaking annoyed.
No. Just
Great. All right. So you're playing Xander.
Just heavily inspired.
Just heavily inspired.
Goodness. I don't really know what that means.
You're gonna find out.
To find out.
Oh
yeah, you'll find.
Yeah.
Steven Rodriguez, same question. Do you know what a Monster of the Week style show is?
I mean, like, I can infer, I guess.
Makes sense.
And I don't know if my answer is like, by the book, but I really like that show. I really like that show Evil. I think they canceled it.
Oh, that counts. Yeah, that counts for sure.
Yeah, that show was a blast. It was.
Oh, that was so fun.
It was just spooky enough. It was a Netflix show, but it was unspooky enough that my wife Rachel liked it too. She's not a scary movie fan, so it made everybody in the house happy.
Okay.
And Mike Coulter is very attractive, so enough for everybody to love with that.
Hell yeah.
I suppose I'll answer my own question and say that weirdly enough, and I don't know again if this counts, but Smallville is the show that changed my life.
Counts.
It's a show that got me into shows. I remember walking in one day as a kid and seeing my parents watching this. I was like, what's going on? And some guy like froze someone else and shattered them because they needed their body heat. I don't remember. It was crazy. And I was like, what? You could just do that on TV? And I was hooked forever.
Yeah.
So that was Tom Welling, best Superman. Fight me. Come on. Bring it. We are starting our own Monster of the Week show here tonight. I will be clear with my intentions. I want to run essentially 3 different mysteries. It'll probably be about 6 episodes is my guess. You all know how bad I am at, guessing length of time for content, but I'm pretty sure about this one. And we're going to have a full season there. And then I think after that, we'll slide back into the Afterlife package and see what's going on following our last insane heist. So if you have no more further questions, I'd love to just get into this with a classic Monster of the Week cold open. You ready for that?
Yeah, buddy.
Let's go.
All right, then. Let's get that dark and scary music. I was going to use Roll20 here, but I think I had too many tabs doing too many things. So Roll20 is going to take the night off, and we're going to go full theater of the mind and a last-minute panic decision. So here we go. We open within the darkened interior of a museum. Our camera looks down into an entrance hall where large display tables stand in rows in the room's center, and great sculptures of exotic animals line the walls between open gates to the other exhibits. Turn that down a hair. A title card appears over our screen here. It just says Boston Museum of Science. And it's followed by another title card that says, not to be confused with the Museum of Science in Cambridge, Massachusetts. That's a real place and does not exist in this setting, like legally and stuff. And as all these words fade, our camera slides back in a rush through the walls of the museum and back into a sort of dimly lit hallway. We see floors of white tile beneath smooth walls covered in a slate gray paint. This long hallway connects to loading bay in sort of one edge, and various offices and rooms for inspecting and curating new and old pieces for the exhibit as it goes down and down and down. We see all is very quiet here. The door into the museum proper shows no crack of light beneath it. The entire building, it seems, is at rest. For the most part. We do hear some shuffling, some murmuring from a room about halfway down the hall, and we pan towards our camera, sliding into the open double doors and revealing a wide room. We see a few things lined up against the wall. Most quite so, a few crates. Autocorrect states, and I was like, what did I write there? We see a few crates lined up along the wall. Most are quite small, but some are pretty large. We see one is sort of open next to a desk in the room's center. We see filing cabinets running along the opposite wall, along with a few instruments of study and a somewhat ancient-looking desktop computer that may deserve an exhibit of its own. And there is another large metal desk that sits along a back wall, its top shining under a very bright, focused light. We see a man stands before it, tall, clean-cut, probably early 40s, dressed in a white jacket and thick blue nylon gloves covering his hands. He fiddles carefully with what looks like a beetle shell, very large. Its sleek black form bursting into prismatic color under the intense light. With a grunt and a nod, he turns to half-face a figure waiting behind him. Just turns over. Very short woman dressed in a similar white coat sort of responds as he looks. Good. This is ready for transport. The case should all be labeled in Hall 3. We see a mischievous smile stretch out under the small woman's hazel eyes. Hall 3? I don't... the man sighs. Don't make me say it. The Creepy Crawlies exhibit. Right. That one. Sort of shakes his head. Very cute, Dr. Sophia. If you would please take the specimen, I'll begin work on the next... And he stops as another woman appears in the doorway to the hall. See, she has a stocky build and blonde curls framing a freckled face. Unlike the others, she wears no gloves or white coat, just a gray jacket with BMS emblazoned on the chest. Michelle, you're still here. Just on my way out, Professor Singer. You sure you're okay with finishing the setup? It's 11:15 now. Well, I can't let a delayed flight push us from unveiling our new additions. Chris will pitch a fit now that it's advertised. You've done your part, Michelle. Go home. Get some rest. And, and do let Gary know we've brought in a coin from the Middle Paleolithic. He'll want to see it. Post haste. Oh, I will, Professor. I did have one question, though, the woman says. She starts kind of stepping into the room, drawing out a clipboard with some papers. I just checked over the receiving list, and it looks like one piece isn't accounted for. At least, I think that's the case. Would you take a look? With a curious expression, Professor waves her over and takes the clipboard from her, holding it under the light and staring down. Starts scratching at his chin. This, it must be a mistake. Everything purchased under my approval is accounted for, but this last item, there's no note here. Who would... The door into the hallway suddenly slams shut. We hear a sort of scraping noise from just outside the door. And the three look to each other, all kind of alarmed. Professor speaks up. Security, we're still working back here. You should be informed of that. Security. He begins to move, and the lights just shut off, plunging the room into complete darkness. What the hell? He reaches the door and finds the handle in the dark, sort of petting around, and goes to push the door open. It budges the smallest amount and then scrapes against the thing, jammed. He yells it out. It's jammed. I don't. And he hammers against the door with a closed fist. Hey, security! Hey! 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 Professor! Shush! The voice cuts through Singer's calls, not due to its volume, but simply due to the sheer amount of horror that the words contain. Shh! Listen! Listen! Silence falls over the room, and we hear almost like the hissing of a large and angry cat. And something else, a shuffling, something large sliding across the floor. Okay. Stay calm, everyone. It's just an old pipe or... And again, right beside the professor's ear, a scrape and a hiss. And our camera cuts to black as the screaming starts. Change that music. We shift from this to a Boston Globe newspaper article dated for August 30th in the year 2000. A headline of bold black letters screams out to the world, "Burn dissolved bodies in Boston Museum." We follow this image as scanned, digitized, and uploaded. Just imagine some real hammy effects here. Lots of ones and zeros and a flow of information. A stream branching into the endless black of the cybersphere and carrying our headline to a dark corner of the early World Wide Web, a forum site known simply as tinfoil.hat. We see a hilariously simple layout. Black background, white text. The header, tinfoil.hat, is joined by a logo of tinfoil fedora over blue sunglasses. I'll share afterwards, but is very kindly created by John himself. Beneath that...
it looks great, man.
It's perfect.
Thanks.
Exactly the vibe. Beneath that, we see an image of our article standing out on the first post of a thread titled Boston Dissolved. A post that reads... Admin, Owl. Good morning, Mad Hatters. Something strange in Boston. Information package below. This is followed by a download link in the article image, and then Admin, Owl. Payment on completion of investigation. Who can go? And we see a few posts in the negative. We see Cadillac posts, can't get out, recovering from that swamp fiasco. Good luck, Hatters. We see Catch Squatch responds, kid's birthday tomorrow. Sorry, Owl. The Raven responds, aw, happy birthday, Timmy. I'm on shift. They'll fire me if I skip out again. Little frown face. It's before emoji time, I think, so it's like the dash, little two dots on the dash, and little, parentheses. And then, following those, we see 3 consecutive posts answering in the positive. Who do we see first? I just want a username and an affirmative answer here.
I'll go, I guess. Sorry.
No, perfect, John. Thank you.
So you see the username is it's Spectre, and it's spelled S is a $, P ECTR, skipping that last E to be a little cool for the
So
early 2000s.
It's beautiful.
He just says, yeah, what up? I'm in Salem, Massachusetts right now, so I'm pretty close. So I think he gives like a thumbs up or whatever the non-emoji is at that point.
That's a good question. Hell yes. Okay,
The
we see
smiley
that.
face with just the, colon.
Yeah. Perfect. Following this, who will speak next?
I think just below that, there is a username, lovebug18, spelled LUVBUG 18, and it just says, "This sounds like a great idea. You can count me in. Should we get some ice cream after?"
What?
Great.
We just lost,
Okay.
Oh, we've lost Steven. Steven, follow that up.
Yeah. Then you see Globetrotter will respond and say,
Ooh.
"I'm in Boston and I love ice cream. I'm in."
Inspector regrets everything immediately. We see those 3 answers. right after each
Spectre
other.
also responds with, "I'm down for ice cream." So,
Oh yeah. I mean, what else are you gonna do after you solve the mystery, right?
Yeah.
If you live to see that ice cream. Gosh, that's amazing. Okay. And with that, we see these alliance formed. We fade from that forum post. Fade to a morning exterior shot of the Boston Museum of Science, but not the one in Cambridge. This one's in Boston proper. You see a large, looks like a 2-story structure, very wide, full sort of stone, concrete, solid exterior. It's probably just a large kind of metal globe sort of spinning just in front and a water feature. I don't know, it looks awesome. And we see, despite everything happening, there's quite a few people moving about. The museum is just opening. You see quite a crowd is pushing in. As we're looking at this crowd, as we're taking all this in, I think we begin to see at this particular time, as probably decided on after the conversation we saw, we begin to see our heroes, our hatters, arrive. So, in true 90s, 2000s era TV fashion, I have to imagine some trendy song is playing during each of your characters' initial descriptions. I can't play them, obviously, because I don't have money. But please, name your character's song, then tell me what it looks like when your character arrives. I want to know your means of transport, your look, the air with which you carry yourself. And let's do it in the order that you answered your posts. And so that's going to be John.
all right. So, how popular does the song have to be? Because you said it has to be like super trendy. And I guess it's trendy.
Sure, let's pick niche songs too.
All right. It's "I Know" by De La Soul. Is playing at this moment. It's very like chill, kind of hip hop, kind of funk song, and you see he's probably parking his ex-UPS truck, because I took the driver feed. So he's got 2 vehicles. He has a UPS truck that on the outside is just like plain brown, and I like to think that he just has it unmarked and he can like put signage on the sides with his like art abilities and stuff like that to try and like, be a little inconspicuous. But on the inside, it's very like, hip hop and rock posters all over, like tacked to the walls. You see a small like off road motorcycle that's like tucked to the side, and like a few hammocks that are like strung up, one currently in use that his cat is like sleeping in.
Oh my gosh.
And you see that it's just like this little living space on the inside. There's like some like computer junk, very 90s, like, and you just hear this like, 90s hip hop kind of just like very chill as he parks his truck and he's getting all of his gear ready at this moment, and he's getting ready to like kind of do that 90s thing where he just kicks the back doors of his van open and jumps out very angsty as they slam shut behind him. I'm imagining he pulls up on the streets of Boston. It's just this like unmarked, you could like see him like take like a magnetic sticker and like slap like UPS or whatever the cable company is up on the side of it, so no one gives him a ticket. You see that. That's his house. It is everything.
I don't normally do this, but I need you to come back and
So I
describe
think
that
that's
cat for
the
me.
ice cream guy. Oh, the cat?
I need to know more of this cat.
I'm not going to let my cat in because he'll bother me. But okay, so the cat, you know what? I'm going to go for a type of cat I don't have. I have 4. So I'm going to say this is an orange cat. This is like a very fat as hell. And he's a sweetheart.
Hammock's
He's
just
this fat cat. He's got a little bit of the white right on the chin. Yeah. White mittens, just like sleeping in the hammock as I pull up, like as the break goes, he just like swings and just like stays there so nonchalant the whole time.
Love an orange cat.
Yeah.
Song cuts off with an echo as you boom, feet hit pavement, door closes coolly behind you, and you begin to make your way towards the museum. We pan from that, zoom over as we see Love Bug. What's it look like when you arrive? What song is playing for you, first of all?
Chumbawamba, tub thumping, is playing as he pulls up in a rust bucket of a 1980s Chevy that is bright yellow, and maybe it backfires when he pulled it up. A lot of exhaust coming out, and he'll just kind of get out, and he's wearing just a t-shirt with like a plaid overshirt unbuttoned, and just straight jeans, really plain looking. But he kind of gets out, he'll look around at everybody that's there and just kind of, hey.
Amazing. And as as tub thumping comes to a halt, and you do one last hey towards the camera, we flash away from that as we see Globetrotter appearing on the scene. Globetrotter, describe yourself and what song is playing.
Hell yeah. So Globetrotter enters the scene, skidding to a halt on his bicycle, and Larger Than Life off the Backstreet Boys Millennium album is playing.
Nice.
And there are still a couple of newspapers in the front of Globetrotter's basket because a couple people on his route are on vacation right now. He's wearing a classic navy Red Sox hat, a blue and white horizontally striped t-shirt, think Where's Waldo, and red and white Chuck Taylors. And he's looking around, and he's kind of he's trying to be discreet, but he's not discreet, asking people what do teenagers sound like.
Oh god.
Hey, are you here for the ice cream?
Oh
like
no.
nudging and like winking.
Oh no.
Creeping at strangers.
Let me ask all of your relative ages. I don't know if you got them all out there, but yes, we have what's everyone's relative age here?
I was thinking that he's like Spectre or Cole Diggs is, I'd say he's about 25, like mid-20s, like still young enough that he's like getting himself into trouble, but like learned a little bit, like, you know, but he's still like kind of a dumb kid.
Yeah, taking your licks, gotten a little wiser, but
How old are you guys?
still in the fight.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, I don't think he's like super grown up.
And yet, you might be the oldest one here.
Globetrotter is 15, turning 16 real soon.
And Lovebug 18 is 18.
Whoa.
Jesus.
As reference.
I thought I was going to be the youngest because I was like, I'm going to be a guy in his 20s. And you said you're going to be a PI, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be like this old curmudgeon. I'll be the young kid.
Went the other way with
Yeah, I thought.
boy detective.
Yeah, Gumshoe was gonna be full old crummy
Like, I'm
guy,
the
yes.
adult. That's great.
As you all arrive on scene, you might.
Well, this is great because
It's gonna be wild. You might spot each other across the lot as you all kind of arrive on scene, though I don't know if you know what each other look like at this point. you've been aware of your sort of online hatter personas, but is there a method by which you use to identify yourselves as, the hatters that are on scene here? I mean, ice cream was mentioned. That might be the one.
Yeah, that's at least what Globetrotter's trying.
I think because it's the late 90s, Spectre would have put in the chat, look for Looney Tunes, and he would be wearing one of those, like, again, it's like a t-shirt, but like cut into a tank top that has the, Bugs and Taz doing the, like, thing, if you remember that, from when Gangster Looney Tunes was a thing, or like Tweety Bird with a backwards hat kind of a thing, and that's what he's wearing. He'd be like, just like, Looney Tunes, and he's like wearing that, and probably just like cargo shorts, just to keep it very like late 90s, because I had one of those, and the Space Jam tank tops there.
So, like, you're clearly noticed. You guys are moving in. I think you look over. You see the Looney Tunes. You hear someone ask about ice cream. I think immediately Globetrotter and Spectre clock each other. You probably move in towards each other. And Lovebug, you were looking for something in particular here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he notices the Looney Tunes and kind of walks over and says, "You're not Tina Foyle." Looks like
Who's Tina Foyle?
Who is?
Well,
Tina Foyle?
damn, looks like I got catfished again. Hey guys, what are we doing? We still gonna get ice cream though?
I mean, maybe. Am I paying? You guys look a little young. Do you guys have wallets? Do you?
Well, I mean, I'm saving up for my car at the end of the summer, but I can at least afford ice cream.
Yeah, I work at the Burger Shack, so I at least have some money.
Great. Awesome. Cool. All right, let's get inside, I guess. How old are you guys?
old enough to climb in your van, stranger. I met off the internet.
Oh, shit.
Wait,
Wait, hang on, wait a second. Let's not analyze that. So.
All right, man. Nah.
So let's real quick. Let's take a second. You guys are you're playing Classes Monster of the Week now. Much like the whole system, the classes in the system, they're called playbooks. These playbooks are based on television tropes, and so our characters are based on tropes you'd find in a lot of these shows. Here we have Lovebug, what is Lovebug's name, Mr. Wolf?
He is known as Carson Smalley.
Carson Smalley is our mundane. And this would be your Xander from Buffy. This would be your kind of normal person caught up in events that they really don't know what's going on with. They're generally
I'm leaning a little heavier into dumb.
Hell yeah. And you have a lot of there's a lot of skills that are just kind of like, oops, I solved the plot. Very like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy feel, which is pretty fun. And so we see this character kind of very out of place. Almost actually perfectly in place here, because it is a spot where a lot of tourists are hanging out, but as a hatter, as a hunter of the paranormal, certainly out of place. We also have a Gumshoe, which is kind of your sort of detective, and Steven Rodriguez took a very interesting turn on that with the boy detective, who is named
Christopher Sullivan.
Sullivan. Which actually brings us to we have 3 C names, totally unplanned. As we pan over to Cole Diggs, as mentioned before, our crooked, former criminal turned towards a hunter of the paranormal, an investigator.
Still criminal.
Still criminal.
Still criminal.
But the good kind of criminal. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever you need to sleep in, David.
I should tell you, going into this, you all have a little bit of information about what's going on here. So let me give you the sort of baseline of what you know from the admin of Tinfoil.Owl. He sent a package analyzing it. You read this. At approximately 11:20 on Saturday, August 29th, an anonymous call was sent out to Boston PD, informing them that a murder had just occurred at the Boston Museum of Science. Police arrive on scene to find 3 bodies in a back office, badly burned and partially dissolved. There was no sign of a fire. The museum was shut down as a hazmat crew did a quick sweep on the premises, and detectives investigated the scene. The victims were discovered to be Professor Josh Singer, Dr. Jennifer Sophia, and Michelle Fitzsimmons, all employees of the museum. There were plans to stay shut down, but heat from the museum's administration pushed an early end to the closure when nothing further had been discovered about the whole event, as they had just invested a lot of money in the procurement of several new pieces they'd already announced, they're hitting the floor. It seems like this was an isolated incident. Whether or not it was a murder is still unknown, as that anonymous caller was never reached, just vanished. The case is currently being handled by veteran detective Patrick Egan. It is now the morning of Monday, August 31st, so 2 days after the incident. Do you want to proceed into the museum?
So we know it was like one of the back rooms, right?
You know it was a
Where
back
you're
room.
found?
Oh, man. Bummer. I just remember
We're not supposed to know it was a back room.
I closed Roll20, and I had a full map I made in Roll20, and I'm not sure how I'm going to fix that situation. At the very least, I'll send you guys the map during our 5-minute break, so you guys take a look at it.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Is there a back way into the museum by any chance?
Yeah, there's absolutely going to be a docking bay.
All right, so one of the features that I took was like the magical item, but since we're not doing magic, I figured like tech was the next best thing, and I did kind of clear it with you. That was the magic key that gets you through magic locks, but I figured instead of that, it would be an RFID tag reader that I could just kind of like hackers style, just like use as a key card to get into electric locks. Nice. So if I find a door, I was kind of thinking that was the way to flavor that, because it was like I get a magic item, but I figured a tech item would make more sense and have like pretty much an RFID like hacking device where I just have like a little card in my wallet, or like I could, since I drove like the truck here, I could look like I'm a delivery guy or something.
Yeah,
like
totally.
That. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I grab an empty box off the curb, and I'm like, all right, kids, follow. And I like have my tag that looks like I'm a delivery guy or something like that. Yeah, I think I'll like head back to whatever alleys are around it and see if I can find like an entrance that has like a card reader. I feel like probably find something.
Yeah, you move around.
Is that a possibility?
You see, so you're sliding around the building. I mean, I don't think this is even worth a check, because that just makes sense. I wanted to make rolls happen, but like that's just a good plan and a really brilliant idea. So you start around the building. You probably see this one large dome kind of off on one side of it that you take to be probably a planetarium, and there's probably an access door into there, but you'd think that's not going to lead to any back offices, just like a access door for maintenance on the sort of inner workings of the planetarium from the outside. Looping around to the far back, kind of moving, you have the box. You know what? You do have a box. I like the move of grabbing a box. What I would like you to do, because you're kind of moving back here, you need to look like you belong, right? Because now you're going around to the back, and there's going to be people working. It is the morning of. As you kind of whirl around, you see like a maintenance worker kind of passing by. One person's kind of trimming up hedges. You see a truck is sort of backing up into a sort of docking bay, and there are doors, as mentioned, there are card readers on them that kind of feed into the docking bay on the side. But there are eyes here that could witness you. So I would like a play it cool roll. I think would fit this very well, because you're trying to play it cool and act like you belong.
Yep, I just rolled. Let me verify my stats real quick.
Can Christopher help out?
You don't need to.
Okay.
I got a 10 on the dot. So
Sweet.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
we're good.
Nice.
I'm gonna say, like, if I see other people back there and I'm escorting an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old, I'm gonna like
Almost.
with the box, I'm gonna like grab a bunch of like rocks off the ground. And as I walk up, I'll be like, "Hey, man, I got the rock collection that you guys wanted. The interns here are gonna be storing through it in the back room. Do you want me to just kind of show them where to go?" So if there's like a dock manager or something back there, I think that's who I would like kind of go up to and just like shove a bunch of random rocks that I found on the sidewalk or in the alley, like, you know, old brick that's been tumbled by trucks running over it or something like that, to be like, "Yeah, I got the rock collection that one of the admins was asking for. They want me to have these guys sorting through it in the back room. Is that cool with you?"
Guy just kind of shrugs. Yeah. Let me speak with Larson, the administrator. He's just in the way. Kind of gestures into the sort of door that you're standing by, the one with the card reader.
Yeah,
He'll know what to do.
this is kind of heavy. Could I just like badge myself in real quick to put it down?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Mind? And he like pull his badge off and like go for the reader. It's like, "I'm just gonna go put it on the table. I'll get the kids settled. I can come back and talk to what was his name again? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with everyone who's like, you know, change a shift, you know."
Larson, Chris Larson. He's the administrator here. He's just inside the way. You'll find him in the halls anyway. He's, you know, in a way about things.
I'll just flag him down then. No.
Yeah,
What's
just
he wearing?
don't. I think he's wearing tan suit, I believe. Look, just don't mention the, you know, the thing, the weirdness, the
Tan suit, Chris Larson.
Yep, Chris Larson, tan suit. Don't mention the murders or deaths, the murders, whatever they were. He doesn't.
Murders.
They'll set him off. Don't talk.
And I think so. At that moment, Cole would like grab the like. Could you? I know they're kind of adults, but like these interns are small. And like or like they're still kids. Like,
yeah.
What happened? What are you talking about? If you like pull them aside, like just don't.
You haven't heard?
Did something happen? Like just don't let them know.
I thought everyone heard. No, yeah, it's just
I was just.
Yeah, 2 nights ago, 3 bodies. Oh gosh. Professor Singer was among them. He was always good to us. We don't know much about it. There's a detective hanging around. He's just looking into everything, but no one seems to know anything that's going on. Administrator Larson is in a tizzy about it. He doesn't want anyone to speak of it. He just wants to move on. We got to open up. We got to get big. And everyone cares about the murder, the sensation, but no one cares about the museum. And I don't know, man. It's.
Look, are they sure it's a murder? I mean, there's like, shit goes on around here all the time. Like, I mean,
here it was.
I knew him. He was Singer was a scientist. Like, was he like just like fucking around or something?
I mean, that's my theory. I mean, they say the bodies were burned, like bad burned. The hazmat crew came in, didn't find anything. We're back to work a day later, but they were burned, like dissolved, like they'd been, I don't know, completely taken alive by. If out of acid, I honestly couldn't tell you. I didn't see it, obviously, but I mean, everyone's talking about it. The whole city's talking about it. I'm surprised you didn't hear.
I think as Cole's talking, he's going to hand the box of rocks to whoever's going to take it from him. And be like, "Here, kids, go. The room's down there on the left." And he'll like badge in and just hold the door open as he's like talking to the like deck worker, dock worker there. And he'll like hand the box. "Hey, go bring these into the table. It's down the hall there." Christopher will badge open and hold the door.
Christopher will grab it and start walking towards the back. Trying to make his way into the museum.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think Carson will follow, and he'll look over and just say, "Neat."
And just like that.
And if anybody looks at,
I think Paul would keep talking to the guy to give them some time if they wanted to like. And also, if you want me to roll, like investigate a mystery real quick or whatever, you're the DM. Sorry. If you want me to roll. Anything to try and get, because I am going to try and grill him, but I figured if you want to do that more, like while they're doing something, I can just pick a few questions to ask.
Yeah, no, I mean,
while they're checking out the inside.
I like that. I like that a lot. You might learn a few things from him.
I'm rolling well. I rolled a 12.
A 12, and that's for investigative mystery.
boy.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
I can think on my questions if you want them to go explore a
Yes.
little bit.
I'm trying to decide what this particular person would know, and there's only one major piece of information you might gain.
Could I, like, swing? 'Cause he said that he wanted to grab the foreman or
The administrator.
Um,
He basically said that he
I
pointed out
forget,
to you
Chris.
if you can go talk to Chris Larson
yeah,
about.
the administrator.
Do you want to?
So could I like talk to this guy long enough that Chris comes out, and I could use him as, or if I mean, I could also just use that investigative mystery to, as I walk into the building. It doesn't have to be like get the information from a person, because like when you do an investigative mystery, you can kind of like suss out clues that are around you.
Yeah, that makes
So I
sense.
don't know. You do what you want. I'm also cool to give a forward to one of them or something.
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's, as you see him talking to you, let's pan inside, following the two that go in. As you kind of continue your conversation, as you kind of, as you say, you're waiting out. Perhaps this Chris Larson will step out to see what's kind of the hold up on the door. There may be more to gain there. The two of you walk in. Now you were just let in, so that seems like a good sign. You're holding a important looking box. You are moving through the sort of docking bay. You're in kind of a side entrance here, kind of going up a catwalk to a back door that leads into these sort of back halls, where people, no one seems to stop you. Everyone seems to be kind of doing what they're doing. A truck's being unloaded and pieces being moved down into like a sort of stair well leading into a basement area, and that's kind of way off on the other side of the room here. So all the sounds of people sort of unloading, grunting, and grinding. And you are moving up, I imagine. Do you want to go into the back offices, up the catwalk, or what do you want to say?
Well, did you say that they're unloading new exhibits into the basement?
Yeah, it looks like they're unloading a few things into the basement.
Okay, so maybe we don't. I'm guessing that this new exhibit that's where the doctor was. But okay, well, I guess we need to figure out where the doctor and everybody got hurt first. So, yeah, let's move further in towards the back offices. See what info we can find back there.
Yeah, I think at this point Carson's just walking a couple steps behind, paying attention to where they're going, but also just looking around.
Just acting like they belong.
Yeah. How about you guys give me a play a cool roll?
Cool.
I think only one of you would need to roll this.
Oh boy, yeah, that's 11.
11.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So you have the box. You're kind of
that's
leading the way.
That is a 9.
Okay. I was going to take one, so I'll take just the pass on this one. You're moving through.
Cool.
You move up that catwalk. No one looks your way. You got let in from the entrance. No one's gonna bat an eyelash at you. You move up the catwalk, move into the back office, and as you're kind of moving into the door, you see two figures begin to move out the door, passing by you. The first you see is a tall, pale man in a tan suit, spectacles adorn his angular face, and you get the impression of a man as dry as the fossils held in this museum. The other with him is a young woman with tan skin and shoulder-length black hair. She's dressed in a red cardigan with white slacks and black pumps. You hear the man kind of going on like, "Oh, Annie, you can see the suffrage of our esteemed work. All these wonders to witness, and all he wants to talk about is the tragedy. Poor souls. Of course, I want to understand what could have happened to them, but I do wish the detective would stop hanging around here. He's not doing anything, just pouting about. It's a bad look, Annie. A bad look." The woman kind of speaks up, and we'll see him removed then. Else, he should be charged for every visit. Ha ha! Yes, he should. Indeed. The two actually just move past you without. No, they're kind of fully locked in their conversation, moving by you. Stepping out of the back hall, down the catwalk, passing you, and you are able to move freely into the back hallway.
Okay. Yeah. We'll step past them, awkwardly shuffling with the box, and continue down the back hallway.
Your eyes, as you move, fall immediately on one door in this back hall, about halfway down the hall, where yellow police line lines the doorway. And so you realize you must have found...
Is there anybody inside?
As you move closer, you do hear some grumbling from inside the room, some shuffling about. But as you're facing
So we'd have to walk past the room to get down the hall, right?
You would.
Okay. Maybe... So Christopher's gonna turn around and motion to like, hey, keep it down. Let's listen for a second, and stand with his back against the wall next to the door and try to listen in.
You
I think
hear...
Carson will follow suit.
You just hear like, look, Linda, I know you need space. I get it. Yeah, I'd love to stop calling, but you keep not answering. And all right, but well, what about Dylan? I just want to talk to Dylan. I want to talk to Dylan. Yeah, all right, I'll call you back in a few. Cool down for a minute. The sound of like some creaking as someone sits down. It sounds like on a crate.
Okay. So, okay, sure, whatever. Christopher will like start to walk by the door, but stop and look in. Does this look like a detective?
You see a very somber-looking soul, very haggard face, sort of balding head with just a little side hair. You see a long, kind of brown, very detective-ish coat. Probably a holster on the hip that you can kind of make out as he's like in a sitting position. The coat's sort of fanned out behind the crate. And you think, yeah, this looks like it may be a detective. And you do have a name. Patrick Egan.
Right. So Chris will ask, hey, are you Pat?
The face looks up to you.
Lawson, Chris Lawson. He was asking for you?
I have told that man.
I don't know, it sounded kind of important.
He slowly kind of...
He said something about the chief.
About what? Wait, what'd you say?
The police chief or commissioner or some big word. I don't know.
Why would Larson speak to the chief of police before I speak to the chief? Who are you? He begins to move over to you. As he begins to move, as he starts closing the gap, as the two of you kind of stand in the hall. I think, actually, are you the only one sort of peeking in right now, or is your ally kind of off to the side? Do we see Carson here?
Yeah.
Okay, so two of you kind of frozen in the doorway. This man just storms over to you, face fully ruddy and rage at the mention of Larson. And we're going to pan from that back to the back door of the dock, where let's finish that conversation. Do you have any questions for me? You rolled to investigate a mystery, correct? And that
Yeah,
was a
so
12.
if I could, like, either lead this guy inside or try and get Chris Larson. Like, I essentially want to, if I could ride the high of the questions and the, like, kind of acting like I belong there, I'd like to, like, kind of question under the vein of, like, I'm worried about the kids that I'm bringing here. Is it safe? Could you just, like, ensure that, like, the interns that I brought today, like I'm just mostly the driver. I am like a student teacher at this point. Like I think he would play something like that, where he's like from like a local community college, bringing the kids here just to do like whatever. And he's like playing the like, hey, I'm worried if something happened, nobody let me know. And he'd be kind of playing that. Again, no one let me know. Like, why wouldn't you guys tell me that a murder happened when you had a 16 and 18-year-old like kid coming here for an internship? Like, you think you would have given me a call? Like, I'm just driving them in and making sure that they don't get into trouble so they can sort rocks and make the little exhibits that go by the front door. Like, I need to make sure that the kids are safe, and I need to go see them and see what's going on anyway. But like,
yeah, of course.
Could you assure me like that what's going on here?
Guy's just like so fully. He's like this very sweaty, sort of overweight guy is the one you've been speaking to, just kind of fully, kind of overwhelmed. Like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. That's not really my. But you're right, inexcusable. I'm sorry. He kind of turns and he sees Larson moving down the steps and kind of, hold on just 1 second. He scrambles off, leaves the door kind of open for you if you want to like start wandering in, but you see he's engaging with Larson, talking, kind of points over to you, and this administrator looks
I think as I walk in, I badge again to like make it clear that I can get into the building. And I like badge because like the door shuts like for a second, and I badge and get myself in real quick. I put the badge on. I think it literally just says like a first name and like last initial, and I don't think Cole has a reason to lie, so I think you would see just a Cole D on the badge.
Okay. Yeah, hell yeah.
So yeah, he walks in following, and he might make a little bit of a fuss as he walks in. It kind of just repeats kind of the same things about like, you know, wanting to make sure that he's not walking a couple of like teenagers into an act of like something insane, and that if he needs to get them out of there, then he should.
You see,
so I think he put that on the table just so that way the manager's like, yeah.
Yeah, like Larson.
So Larson comes up to me,
he's fully kind of in front,
and he's wearing a tan suit.
Full tan suit. The woman he's talking to kind of like falls in step behind him as he sort of moves up, and you begin to kind of unload, and he's sort of eyes widening, nodding. I should say yes. No, I'm terribly sorry. The news should have gotten out about the murder, but I assure you there's nothing to be concerned with, nothing at all to be concerned with. It's been fully investigated. No more issues. The police just about finished with their entire investigation, and they found it was just a complete mishap incident. Won't happen again. I assure you.
All right, man. All right, cool. Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, but like, you gotta talk to whoever your like director of educations or whatever it is when you have like if these were like first graders coming here for a tour, wouldn't that be kind of like shady if something like this just happened? I do want to point out that he is wearing a Looney Tunes t-shirt this entire time and acting just like he isn't. Like he's just playing it so cool while like Taz and Daffy are just like chilling on his shirt or whatever. But he has a name tag on. Like he's playing the like college kid who's watching the smaller college kids. So I think he could be dressed down for that. Yeah, he's really putting it all into it and just like using his confidence. And he's like, all right, I gotta find the kids. So if you think it's fine, I think they have the stupid rocks. So all right, I'll let you know when we're ready for like, I don't know. I don't even know if you guys are gonna use the display or if this is just busy work for them.
I should say, I mean, I don't remember requesting this, but I'm sure whoever
did. It was you. I talked to Singer a while ago about this, and he was telling me that, yeah, he just wanted some like geodes and stuff. I was able to pick some up. He gave me a contact, and you know, from a neighboring high school museum, and I was able to get some like, you know, some nice looking rocks. I don't know what he wanted to do with them. But yeah, I know most of the time you just want the interns to do some busy work, get coffees or whatever, but he gave them a project this time. They were excited about it.
No, we're not quite like that. We do try to have our interns actually be involved. Annie here, she's an intern from Harvard. Annie, would you? He steps aside, and the woman behind him is sort of revealed to you. And as her eyes fall on you, she freezes.
Do I recognize her?
You see, from the moment as they are eyes to take you in, they widen, and they become just fire. Not like, literally, but it's Monster of the Week, so I should preface that. But like, it's full rage, and you immediately recognize this woman. You know that her name is not Annie. At least that's not the name you know her by. And she kind of, without missing a beat, kind of recovers. And you see she's kind of been writing in this sort of notepad as she's been talking, kind of slides it into her purse. And hello, I'm Annie Penn, a student from Harvard. I'm shadowing Administrator Larson for the day. It's good to meet you. And he goes to
Nice to meet you too. I think we've run into each other a few times. I mean, I ain't no Harvard grad, but I mean, UMass is where I kind of hail from. It's where the kids.
Yeah, maybe.
One of them's
can't place you. You feel a folded sheet of paper pressed into your palm. I'm afraid I can't.
He palms it.
Well, anyway, Larson, you were going to show me the front exhibits. Who would like to see some of these that coin you mentioned? Oh, yes. Is there anything else I can do for you, sir? Turns back to you.
No, I don't think so. Oh, in gameplay, you want me to ask?
I want to give you a new reward.
Gameplay, I think. Do I get hold 3 with a 12? Or are you playing with OG rules?
You may ask the keeper any question you want about the mystery, not just the listed ones. Which is pretty interesting.
So I get a hold 3 and I can ask one question that's just like across the board?
I think so. It looks like it might be a hold 2 and then ask one across the board. It doesn't say hold 3, at least on the sheet I'm looking at.
Okay. So I think, however it can be fit in organically to the conversation, I think enough people already told me what happened here. And I think, obviously the question, what kind of creature is it, would be, but I'm not like at the crime scene, so I feel like what I see would be limited with that. But if I could talk to Chris there and like ask him a little bit, like what kind of stuff were they working on, like what would make the guy at the dock told me like burns and like what were they working on? Was it like some chemical like explosion or something?
I like that.
Like what's going on there? Like I thought you guys were doing like natural history stuff, like natural science, sorry.
I think I have something for this. I have something for this. Okay. Can I offer?
I figured you could like lead to.
I'm gonna offer you a couple little things here. The first he says is, "Well, the work was. There wasn't anything dangerous about it. It shouldn't have been. They were just Professor. I forgot his name. Hang on. Let me remember real fast in my mind. Professor Singer. Had just returned from the Gobi Desert. Nothing should be particularly. He procured a number of fine items. There's a few stone tools from the medieval Paleolithic period, a coin of the same, the shells of some rare insect species, some well-preserved pieces of Protoceratops fossil, a spine and hind legs. It was a trip well worth the effort, but yes, just a trip to the northern Gobi Desert in Mongolia. I truly don't understand what he could have had. He was the night of, had just returned. It was a late flight, so he was late to getting it all out on exhibit, but we'd already advertised that it was all out there. It was all going to be out there. The big debut was the next day, so he was staying late with a few others to go over everything and curate and make sure it was ready to go on the floor. Nothing should have been dangerous there. Nothing. Though there was something kind of strange. I remember that detective. I was sort of overseeing his work, and he had found something odd in the room. There was a substance on the floor, caustic. There was only a little bit, so it must have been cleaned, or there wasn't any at all, but must have been maybe what burned the bodies. looks around. I don't know. He seemed to have no idea what it was either. I think they sent to a lab to check it out, but it would be ages before we hear anything about it. The only thing we realized in the moment was that it seemed to react strangely to water. Like, very strange, and it caused it to boil and spray in a dangerous manner. That's all I can say.
Oil? Like oil?
Yeah, like boil. Like, have you ever dropped water on hot oil? The way it sort of sprays out about it. It seemed though it just rejected the water.
Wild. I mean, yeah, and I think, do you think it leaked into the floor, like down to any of the other exhibits? I know you keep stuff in the basement. Would it have hurt it? And this is me asking, where did it go? Which I believe is also a question I can ask. And that'll be my second. That could have leaked down in? Like, were there any traces of anything leaving the room, man? Like, I mean, I want to make sure that, like, these kids are going to be safe. Like, I think they're just in one of the conference rooms down there, going through rocks right now. So, like, I think they're fine there, but, like, I mean, we're probably going to have to put these things into storage afterwards. Are they going to go downstairs and get melted by something dripping from the ceiling?
We checked everything over. Everything's fine. It was, He looks kind of nervous. Edward pulls you to the side. Look, we need this to fall behind us, right? Awful business stays in the past. We must continue to astonish and to teach and to be what we are. And this ugly affair is going to hold us back. We're not some murder museum. We are... It was an accident. But yes, there was one other strange detail the police told me not to mention to anybody. But he almost seems like he's burning to tell you about it, like almost jittering.
I mean, listen, what's up, Doc? Tell me.
I see what you did there with the shirt and the good man.
Yeah, isn't it funny?
You look over his shoulder, and the woman behind him is glaring at you, like. And he's kind of.
I smile at it. I do a quick little twirl of the baggie, like, pick up. And I was like, listen, man, you can trust me. I mean, hey. I mean, soon I'm not going to just be the guy escorting the students. I am trying to be a professor there. I mean, you know. So you might see me more. And I mean, hey, listen, we're going to spend time together, I'm sure.
Now, I assume this was perhaps there beforehand, but it's still worth noting. There was a hole in the floor, circular, maybe 8-10 inches wide. It was covered over by a filing cabinet, though, so I mean, it couldn't have happened the night of. No one else was there. But it was strange. No one was aware of it. The police, when they were roughing things around, they pushed a cabinet, found it, and didn't know what to make of it. Ah, that's truly all I can say. And there's your answer to where did it go.
Man. Yeah. Wild. I mean, and like the cops were able to find it this morning? Did they follow the lead or anything like that?
No, there's no lead. There's
jump
nothing.
Down the hole? Oh wait, no, he said it was 10 inches.
It was nothing. It was
just a tiny cop.
What I mean to say is there was no means of egress. There was nothing in the room. Nothing could have done it.
It could have been like where a toilet used to be or something like that. Who knows?
Exactly what I was telling them.
It's an old building. It's been used for other things. Yeah, of course.
But the damn detective
Drain
just
holes.
wants to hang out and
this
investigate
place is
forever.
old.
Yes, please. Yeah, good. I like mine. I
mean,
like
give him a break. You know, he's probably busy, and he's like, just chill for him. You know.
Yes, just. It's like
I haven't met the guy yet, but he's probably very kind.
I think with that, as he kind of nods and maybe is sort of dragged away by the woman beside him, who will shoot you one last burning look as they sort of move back into that hallway, leaving you alone in the dock. we slide into that hallway as well. And we see this detective moving in on our 2 other hatters. I think this is a good time for a 5-minute pee break. What do you think? You guys okay with that?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Love it.
All
Yeah,
right.
love it.
We'll head into a break
Yep.
now. We'll call it there for just a few. We're back, and yes, the map is loaded. Haha, I've done it. Mad genius that I am. I'm pretty bad at OBS still, but I figured out how to get. I couldn't open 2 Roll20, so I don't want as a player, so you guys didn't see, the answers to the whole mystery immediately. But here it is. That's our beautiful map right now. Cole Diggs is in the loading docks storage area, and Carson and Christopher are in the employee halls and offices. So they're pretty close to each other, all in the back area. You totally avoided going to the whole main museum proper, which is great, because what are you going to do out there? Not much to see. But let's see if there's anything to see where you are now. Because you have a very grumpy-looking, very disheveled detective. I should say he also has stubble, he's clearly not been clean shaving. His eyes are kind of red rimmed, and just oh, what? You said Larson is the chief on the phone. What are you talking about? He moves up to you too. He's towering figure.
With the box in his hand, Christopher said, "Look, bud, I'm just a volunteer here. I don't know what your internal politics around this place is. I'm just telling you, I think the guy's looking for you."
That sounds to me.
Yeah. What he said.
He said.
This sounds to me like a manipulate someone roll. So that's going to be a charm roll.
Perfect.
Christopher, it sounds like you're the one that's doing a lot of the actual like charming here. Now, if you guys have your rolls open, there's options to help out. You can give if you want to roll for that at any time to give someone a +1 on their roll. That could fit pretty well. I know as a mundane, I believe you have some features that actually allow you to help out with that. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I do. It's a roll for cool. I'll help them out a bit. 7 plus grants them +1 to their roll. 7 to 9 grants them plus. 7 to 9 still grants them a +1, but also exposes to trouble or danger.
Okay.
So I'll give you some help here.
All right.
I like that one because there's no true failure condition, just a mixed success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only a 4.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I got a 9, I think. Let me double check. I've got +2 charm.
Oh,
yeah, I got a
God.
9. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So you got a mixed success. That +1 could have been the one that clinched it. And you failed and exposed yourself to trouble. That's funny. I don't recognize either of you. And I think I've interviewed every one of the staff members that were here. Do you have badges? Can I see your badges? I'll show you my badge.
Could Cole be coming around the corner if he hears the
I'll say this is happening
going on
during the earlier conversation you had with the dock worker and Larson, so it's probably a little bit of time difference because they moved directly into here.
They bring in new volunteers every day. I don't have a badge. The guy who brought me here's got the badge.
Now
I'm 16. I'm almost 16. They don't trust me with a badge. Do you have credentials at age 16?
Yeah.
What he said.
Here's the thing. Now on a 7 to 9, with your earlier maybe this one roll, it's like they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show them that you mean it. If you ask too much, they'll tell you what, if anything, it would take for them to do it. And I think I just did that. Show me a badge. He's not leaving this room. He just kind of looks to you, Ball, shakes his head. Why don't you go and get Larson then? He can come find me if it comes down to it. If it's that damned important, I have a crime scene to investigate. And I've got enough going on, all right?
Call! Call! This guy wants a badge!
Cole, you hear that in the other room.
Am I still talking to the two of them?
Basically, they moved away. Did you take a second to look at the paper that was pressed into your hand?
Okay. I would. Yeah, for sure.
It just says roof, 30 minutes.
All right. Cole sets the timer on his really sweet Casio watch.
Oh, hell yeah.
That he's wearing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
he updates his Palm Pilot and whatever else they had in 2000. And he's like, all right, remember that? Be fun. And he walks off and hears his name being yelled. So I still have one more question.
You do
Can I
have one more
ask
question.
the detective who is currently upset? Yeah. Or maybe it's something I can find on the way or a little after. I don't know how you're going to do the hold for the roles there.
You're holding one. Whatever you want to do with it. You want to ask the detective? You can. You move up. Firstly, are you going to show the badge?
Well, this is... Yeah, I will. So I think is there like a door close by that I can badge into to prove that it works or something like that? Because it really is just a white badge that says my name on it. And I think I would have little stickers that I could put on it. I think I would have put something college UMass or whatever. Or I'm sorry, for legal reasons, the UMass is spelled with a different style hyphen or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, you see the UMass symbol on his badge, and it's just a plain white badge. This is the 2000s. I feel like they didn't get too creative with the little card reader badges back then. So I feel like that's what he has, and he would badge into it. It works,
door across the hall. We'll say
we're here with the college. We're
It's easy to get those stickers at the gift shop.
You hit the door across, and he kind of just. Egan just nods and. All right. Fine. What does Larson want?
What are you
You know
stressing
what Larson
about, man?
wants?
Me?
They said Larson's asking
don't know,
for me.
he
The
was just
chief is asking for me.
That's
What?
just hell.
These your kids? These the ones you're
Oh,
their
I think-
guardian
I don't-
or
Well, not my kids. Look at me. I'm a solid
Guardian-
25 years
guardian
old.
in the museum? Of course,
I
I'm
don't
not
have
your
a
kids.
16-year-old man. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah, no, I
You must be
am
high
the graduate student. Yeah, I'm a grad student. These are my interns that I'm showing around here. That's really, they're sorting rocks. And I'm gonna shuffle the box of rocks. And as I do that, I'm gonna assuming that I found this box on the street, I'm gonna find the little bit of loose tape on the bottom and just rip it so the rocks fall over the ground. I'm like, oh shit, damn it.
Shit.
And as
It's a crime
there's
scene, you
rocks everywhere, there's a mess. I mean, listen, I'm sorry, I don't make cardboard. And he's gonna try to sneak and cause that, and I don't know. I'm thinking about pickpocketing the dude a little.
Whoa.
But
Sounds like
I don't know
nice.
if Dave is cool with that.
I think that's very interesting. If it's gonna take a.
I don't know if I would pickpocket him. I don't think he has anything on him, but So I'm not sure if it'd be like pickpocket or because I want to ask that third question and I want to have a canonical answer so that way it works in fine.
I see.
But like, is there anything I could like? I don't know.
No,
like,
that's fun.
if
You
he
have a
helps us pick
third
up the
question.
rocks, so I see like.
Well,
You rolled a full 12 plus. I think if you want
like
to
if I
make
see
that,
something hanging out of his pocket.
you see a baggie hanging out of his pocket.
David, can Christopher help out? Can Christopher help out by like bumping into Pat?
Like going for the rocks and like bumping into him or something.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
reaching down and his butt hits him or something.
Oh, hey, come on. Just everyone back up.
So
Back
just
up.
causing
Back
little
up.
chaos.
Right, yeah, full chaos. He's kind of the other. Hey, kid, please, come on.
It's 9 to help.
Okay.
So that's.
I'll take that.
Did that give anything?
That would.
On a 7 to 9, your help grants them +1 to the roll, but also expose yourself to trouble or danger.
So let me do this.
So
give
if something might have noticed him helping me, then yeah.
I have a plan for that because we have another lower help action to resolve. I have enough with our other helper here with Carson. So we're gonna resolve both of those in a minute. But first things first.
Yeah.
You get a +1 forward.
Carson's getting arrested.
Do you want me to?
Go ahead and I'm
Me?
gonna give you information anyway. But whether or not this goes well for you, I think should be a cool roll. And maybe I'll add a little extra to this too. So act under pressure.
So that's a 1. And let me just make sure I'm. Oh, there we go. All right, so I think as long as it's just a regular, he gave +1. That's gonna be a 7. So that is a mixed success. So it isn't great,
But it did just barely
but
hit
it
the cup
is
because of
better
that.
than fail. But actually, wait, hold on. Shit. That's not a pickpocket thing, but
Keep up into a 10.
so I have the burglar feat, and it's like when you break into a secure location, roll +sharp. But that wouldn't be what I just rolled.
A pocket is a secure location.
Well, we're in a secure location. I did break in by scanning the key card.
This is a Steven.
So I technically am not supposed to be here, and I broke in. And one of those things is I get out undetected.
A pocket
But
is
I
a
think
secure
that would be kind
location.
of pulling a little bit too much from the burglar shit.
No, honestly,
I don't know
think
if
that's
that
the funniest
counts, man.
shit. A pocket
You know?
secure location is so funny. I'm gonna allow it. That's so good. I mean, it makes sense. It's very
So it's
burglar.
still a mixed success, but I do get to pick the. Yeah,
Okay.
I get to pick. I mean, I do want to be completely honest, and there is a pickpocket feat that I didn't take. But I'm wondering if my burglar ability comes into play here a little bit. Because if I don't get anything out of his pocket, I just want to get out of his pocket undetected, because I get to pick one of them, and I feel like that's the most important. And not noticing that I did anything.
I'm gonna allow it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna allow it.
All right. So instead of it being a 7, it's going to be an 8. And which isn't much of a difference, but I'll get the hold to just get out undetected. So pretty much just he got exposed to danger, and I didn't get any more actual cool information, like getting his like FBI card or some shit.
Okay, but you do get but it was an ace. You do set out to get what you got, right? You got the thing. You just pull out without danger. What you grab? I'll allow it. It's still a mixed success. So, and you kind of like using that, you kind
I
of
think he
cut
just
down the back.
yeah, just
part
don't
of it.
give me like everything.
Yeah. You get one thing. You only get to like reach in and you pull one.
Like I would
thing
say,
out.
this is like you giving me like a matchbook. Yeah, this is like you giving me a matchbook with like the address of a bar that the killer went to or something like that. Like nothing huge.
I'm gonna give you
Like,
something, and I'm not gonna explain it. And
If
so
I
you won't know.
successfully did it,
You won't know what this question and you don't know what this answer is. What this is an answer to a question of. damn it, I can't speak words. You find a plastic bag that you kind of pull out of the pocket very carefully. It looks like an evidence bag, and all you see in it is like a weird little like box with a switch on it. And it's all you just see like it's like a small
Okay.
it's like fits right in the palm of your hand. Small box, little guy on it.
All right. A little guy?
Little guy. Little
Switch or a guy?
You said it's a little guy on it.
little guy. Little switch guy.
Or is it just a switch?
So I just started hearing my
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't know why that
switch
happened
guy.
out of nowhere.
Not a guy.
Give me a quick second to figure out what's happening here. I mean, it's
Technical difficulties?
Yeah.
So I feel
Why
like
do I hear
I don't
myself?
know. Are we really close to getting Pat out of this room for like a second?
I think so. I think we can at least get ourselves into another room.
Well, because we're right here at the like crime scene. If we can get Pat to walk away for like a second, I feel like we can get a bunch of info.
Is this us in character talking or just us talking?
No, just
All right, sick. I'm gonna say it's us talking. I think so. I'm gonna share with you guys like in character the whole floor and that type of stuff. But
oh yeah, Astro said she's got an echo in chat.
Yeah. Like if you're kind of having a meltdown right now.
Oh no.
Very sad. All right, give me a quick second. I'm just gonna do a quick delay, and I'll be right back. So pretty good. Yeah, look at that. Take a second pee. We're back, and I think it's fixed. I don't know why
Hey.
that happened. It just is undoing things I've done.
All
already.
right. Way to go, David.
Yes, hopefully that's done with. We were
You figured it out, and you deserve an
we
round
were
of
talking
applause.
Detective Patrick Egan, and you just grabbed a strange little box, like a silvery kind of metal box with a little switch on it. You could press the switch if you're curious what it does, but this guy's standing right here, so you might not want to hold off on that.
I'm not gonna do that.
Here's what I'm gonna do. We had a number of failed things going on, so he just kind of like looks to you as he kind of gets the rocks, pushes them all out into the hall, just like, just pick those up. Oh, fuck. All right, I'm gonna speak to Larson. You just stay right here. He has to step out. He's kind of like, and I swear, if this is not important, and he gives you just this very like menacing glare. And here's the trouble that I'm going to, as those help actions, as you realize you told this guy a lie. He's gonna go find out it's a lie, and he's gonna come right back. But he has to find Larson. Last you saw,
I don't know, man. Like, yeah, Chris Larson was definitely pissed off and heard and said that he was pissed off in a place where we could hear.
you said he was on the phone with the chief. Defend yourself.
I did say that. I said he said something about the
You
chief.
did say that.
Yeah. I just misheard.
Okay. Well, you just save that one because he just turns and storms down the hall, steps through the tape, pushes the rocks out of the way, almost trips on one, gives you another glare, and just like moves down, pushing into the sort of docking bay, looking for Larson. Now you know Larson went outside. You know he's looping around doing something. You have a little time here. What do you want to do with it? For one, you have the box in hand. Maybe you could do
Wanna
something
put
with that.
He really wants you to do something with that box.
You don't have to.
Christopher wants to look into the room.
Okay. Slide through the tape.
I'm not gonna hit the button.
It's probably smart.
While Cole is deciding whether or
Yeah.
not to hit the button, which I'm very interested in.
Staring,
me too.
sweat dripping up the
Christopher's gonna
forehead.
slip into the room and
The
start to
button.
look around.
Give me a investigative mystery
I
roll.
think, yeah. I mean, I have this
I
little
mean,
box with buttons.
I think if nobody else presses the button, Carson's gonna press the button.
All right, well, I'm holding it, so I mean,
yeah.
I think while we're like,
Come on.
so trying to use
gotta be
Carson's
fast.
abilities. So Carson has, I'm assuming, the stumble upon something important.
Yeah,
He does.
I was also considering using oops.
Do you want to use oops?
Perfect. I think Cole is gonna
Yeah.
like be just like, hey Carson, can you go grab a like, I don't know, something to put this in, maybe like a dustpan in a broom or something.
What? Oh. Carson,
Dustpan and broom.
His
Yeah.
focus from the button is taken away now. Yeah. Sure.
So
Okay.
he wanders off. And then I think Cole will just like quick as soon as the other guy's like out of the way, he's getting like, he's talking to Carson to go get something to clean it up with, kind of covering themselves as he leaves. Cole will just like walk into the room real quick, look for the filing cabinet that he was told about, and like push it aside to look at the button, or not the button, to look at the hole, and then he'll click the switch.
Okay.
Or button, whatever it is.
I'm gonna do a lot of things.
So I think he wants to look at that weird hole in the ground, and he's gonna click the switch as he's staring at the hole.
Okay. You move into the room. You see like a point space where it looks like a filing cabinet was slid out of the way. There's a hole moving down. You move to the hole. Meanwhile, you were investigating the mystery in the room, Razorly, right, Christopher? Give me a sharp roll.
So in the background as Cole's pressing the button, Christopher's thinking out loud. He's like, now the first thing we gotta do is figure out, was it an acid or an alkaline? You said they said it was caustic. And sharp. Oh no, that's just a 5.
Even if I helped you, you would still only have a 6.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
Well,
You don't.
we open ourselves up to impending doom.
Okay. That's a bummer.
Oh man.
No questions. Man, I hate it.
Okay, I mean, I guess I have to
I don't have any moves for this either.
Impending doom, you say?
Oh no.
Hard move.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me have some fun here. And by that I mean, let me change the music. There's a lot of moving pieces that I have to put together real quick here. Here we go. We'll start with you, Carson. You step out of the room and you're moving very quickly down the hall, stepping back into the loading dock. And I imagine you ask someone for a broom.
Yeah. Somebody got a broom anywhere? Can you lead me, point me in the right direction, maybe? We need a little.
Person kind of like looks around, shrugs, points to somebody else, and they point down the stairs towards the basement.
Oh shit!
Carson's gonna die.
Yeah, Carson's just
Gonna
goes.
die.
Yeah. He goes. All right, sweet. Thanks. Appreciate it.
You slide down the stairs, moving into a very dark, very open sort of way.
Yeah.
You just kind of open the door.
New
You're looking
characters.
around.
Damn it!
You're just okay. There's probably a broom in here somewhere.
Why did I
right?
make this fucking character?
Right? You begin to step into the darkness. Meanwhile, upstairs, you are standing in this room. You are investigating this mystery, trying to look around. Christopher, you can't find anything of note. All that time training for this, and here you have this crime scene primed and ready for you, only for a limited time, and you're just not making any headway. And I imagine it's just so stressful, so disappointing. But you're looking through the room, and perhaps you're just moving up, kind of like, full looking around, moving up behind your buddy Cole, who's stepping near this hole, looking down into it. But you just so happen to kind of bump into him. And Cole, you slide forward just a second. The hole opens up beneath you. You kind of like step back. It's a tripping hazard more than anything else. But as you kind of step back, something clatters from perhaps your hand, perhaps your pocket, as we see that little box falls onto the wooden floor, tiled floor, wooden subfloor you'd see in the hole. And the switch clicks, and all you hear is as this thing begins to vibrate.
The box begins to vibrate?
The box begins to vibrate along the floor. No loud sound, just a vibrating on the floor. You kind of look down at it, maybe confused for a second, staring down at that box.
Grab it and shut it off, I guess. Grab it and shut it off, I guess.
You reach down,
Can Christopher pull out his tiny digital video camera?
Sure. What are you doing with that?
Recording.
You're recording. Can you roll read a bad situation for me? I think that would fit what I'm doing here. I might be doing a little weirdness with the rules, but I want to try something.
That's sharp. Which for me is a +1. God, why do I roll ones every time? That's a 6.
Okay.
Can I help him?
Yes, you can.
Can I help for a 6? I can at least maybe get him up. All right, for a 6, I can at least
Yeah,
maybe get him up.
up to a 7.
I
yeah.
rolled a 9.
John twice.
I rolled a 9.
I don't.
Is it just me? I hear John as an echo suddenly, but I don't know why that's happening.
I did lean out of frame. Is it better now? I did lean out of frame. Is it better now?
I hear it. If nobody else hears it, it's probably fine. I don't see any reason. It's close to here. Close to
Let's
here.
look at the chat.
Yeah, I'll
Let's
watch
look at the
it.
chat.
Picks it up.
And no one said anything. And no one said anything.
That's
But yeah, no, I rolled a 9.
Okay.
So open myself up to danger, but I give him a +1.
All right, +1 means you have mixed success here too. You open to the danger. That's perfect because that's definitely going to happen. Here's what happens here. You get 1 going forward, I believe, right? That's the deal here. 3-bet situation. So I just closed everything to check on the echo issue.
Yeah, it gets a 1 forward.
What happens with 3-bet situation on a mixed success? My sheet's not loading. Oh, there it is.
So he gets to ask 1 question. Okay.
Yes, there's an echo.
I fixed it.
Bummer.
Wait,
Now mine's
doing
doing it again.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Hey.
Why?
Oh god. Oh god.
It's just nonsense. Okay, I think I fixed
Who
it.
let us
Okay.
do this?
Dude, I don't know. My computer is having a meltdown. I don't understand. I fixed it again. It just keeps on undoing.
I want to see the buttons you're pressing. I'm
No,
just
it's-
fascinated at this point.
It's unmuting. So it's in Video Ninja. I have a second one open so I can run Sirenscape, and that one will cause echoes if it activates a voice in it. And for some reason, even though I've muted everybody in there, it keeps unmuting them for no reason. It's madness.
Yeah, that's
Thankfully, we're about to
Insanity.
end for the night, so we suffer only a moment longer. But you get to suffer a lot.
instead of our misery.
Yeah, I'm going to. Trust me, I'm going to. New
Also,
situation. You
also
guys ask-
Fantasy Plus, not Sirenscape.
You're right. Fantasy Plus. My bad. Sirenscape.
Correction.
Thank you, sir. Fantasy Plus, which we love and has amazing music. First things first, Christopher. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? What's the best way to protect the victims? Now, there's a lot of these that are hard to apply here. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? Might be one of the best options for you, but you tell me what question you want me to answer. You get 1.
Yeah, I think you're right. What's the name of that list that you're reading so I can
It's under
reference
read
it
a
real
bad
fast?
situation.
Okay, read a bad situation. Okay. Sorry. Okay, there it is. Yep. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, are there any dangers we haven't noticed? Is gonna be the one.
Okay. Perfect. Yes, there is a danger.
Oh no! I thought I was doing a good thing.
Your camera is out.
I thought I was doing well.
This is nice. This is one cool thing. Their camera is out, but you notice the danger a little too slowly. And that's the cost. You are in this room. You are... Look at that vibrator. John reaches down, turns off the little box, and the dies down. You're looking down at it for a second like, that was weird. And you whip the camera around as you hear a voice just behind you. Or not a voice, just a sound. Someone stepping up. You turn around to see the doors are slamming shut. Very akin to our opening scene. Maybe, for the briefest instant, you catch a figure in the doorway in your camera shot. The door closes, and you hear something sliding on the other side, between the handles. Downstairs, Carson. You are moving,
Oh no!
looking around, trying to find what? A broom. You're looking for a broom. And you just walk into this huge open warehouse, shelves and shelves, various items. A lot of it's pretty empty. A lot of it's probably up, kind of in the way. Right now, it seems like whatever was brought down here has been dropped down. People are like moving away. It's pretty empty. You don't see another soul in the basement. You go stepping out. Stepping, and you hear very softly something move. You want to go take a look at it? So we're off to your right. Looks like a crate slid just a little bit. That was weird. You can also leave. Ooh, shit.
Or you can pull out your video camera if you've got one of those.
Or if you want to pull out a
Christopher
video camera. Yeah,
does.
if you have anything you want to do here. It's a dangerous position, old Carson. Mr. Wolf?
Loverboy 18's got to have something useful.
Sorry, say that one more time.
You are down in the basement. You hear a soft rustling. Crate slightly moves off to your right. Maybe like 30 feet off to the right against a wall.
I think he's going to start walking towards it. And look at either oops, or I do have what could go wrong. Whenever I charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets, hold 2.
Okay. You want to do that?
Why not?
You press towards this.
So what exactly does that mean? To
Yeah,
hold 2?
you're gonna have to explain that to me a little bit, because then it says you may spend the hold 1 for 1 to either inflict 1 harm, reduce someone's harm suffered by 1, or take +2 forward on an act under pressure roll.
Yes, if we go into a combat, you hold those, and when you want to use them, you tell me, and you get to use them.
Mm.
You don't need to be right away. You can just hang on to those things.
Perfect.
And then in later fights, so you have hold 2. If you get into a combat,
Okay.
that's pretty
I see.
huge.
Cool.
You move
Cool.
towards
Yeah.
that sound, heedless of the danger. Is it a broom over there? It's like, as you get closer, as you step right near it, you just hear a hissing sound, like almost like an angry cat. And you step up, and then you hear something else. Because we're doing some timey-wimey shit, you hear something upstairs. A very light noise, just like a against the ceiling, just above you. You see there's a hole in the ceiling. You're looking up through it, hearing the sounds of this machine vibrating against the floor, and you hear that hissing sound moves away. You look behind those crates, you see there's a hole in the floor.
Huh.
And you feel a slight tremor in the wall beside you. Something is moving up towards that sound.
It's an
towards
inside job!
that vibration.
It's an inside job!
And back upstairs in the office where a triple homicide, and you do know now it was a homicide, has taken place. The lights shut off. And I think we'll call it there.
No! You're sick.
Yeah.
You're sick.
Let's have fun with this. So thank you everyone for coming out and checking us out. Look at that. We had a ton of technical difficulties tonight. That will hopefully be fixed next time. I don't know why my computer is having a complete meltdown, but I'm going to try to not have that happen again. Thank you, John, for coming out. Crow's Craft. I absolutely love what we're doing with this party. I cannot wait to see where we go from here. Seriously, go check out Crow's Nest Craft. Go check out John's pages, Insta, TikTok, YouTube. It's all incredible stuff. And I think this video may end up on somewhere out there too. So, thank you, everybody. What do you say we call it a night?
Sounds good to me.
Good.
Sure.
Cheers.
Thank you, David. This has been a blast.
It's fun. We're still working on the kinks, but I am loving this system. I love having a nice little spot to end off. I wonder if you're gonna reach that half-hour rooftop meeting. It's gonna be, yeah. It's gonna
Probably
be close.
not.
It's gonna be
Oh,
tough.
Who knows?
Find out on a random Tuesday next month. This is Sci-Fly. Thank you all so much, and once again,
Preferably the first. But...
preferably the first, but hey, we're bad at things. Once again, we'll call it there.